What's up, guys? Big shout out to Helix Sleep. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to the mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. Find your perfect mattress at helixsleep.com/Griffin. Let's start the show. Okay, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. This is Riffin with Griffin. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Riffin with Griffin. Just the boys. Come on. Yeah. You hear the girls. Riffin with Griffin. Whoa. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin, and we're here, and I got a guest today. I got the great Jamie Kennedy coming on. We're going to talk about his new movie, Last Call. We talk a lot about what's going on in the world, his fear of COVID, some traveling that we did. So going to Saudi Arabia, just a lot of stuff, and just it's good to catch up with my buddy. So thanks for being here. All right, anyways, like I say, thanks for being here again on Riffin with Griffin. Got another guest episode. This is my dude. Like I said, Jamie Kennedy. I seen him once during the pandemic. We did an outdoor show, and now he's here on my podcast. So I hope you guys enjoy. And, we'll watch the trailer for his movie, and then we'll go. So YouTube people will see the trailer, but people just listen on audio. We won't. We skipping right to the interview because it's weird to play the trailer. I don't know. Maybe you know what? I don't even know what I'm going to do yet. In editing, who knows what'll happen. But anyways, thanks for being here. Remember once again that I stream every day on Twitch. Look out for me on Erik Griffin Gaming on that. And I also have those. Sometimes I put a bunch of videos up on YouTube for Erik Griffin Gaming. So just look for me, Erik Griffin Gaming, on Twitch and YouTube. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast, Mr. Jamie Kennedy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, my friend, the myth, the legend himself, the scraggly right now, Mr. Jamie Kennedy. There he is there. Amazing, brilliant, and funny, says his mom.
Yo, bro, that's rough, man. That's fans in town. That's the local folks.
No, I just get it. I know. I love all those. Those are always the best. Do you remember when you first started and you would go like out of town someplace, and then like maybe there'd be like a local write-up in like the Montana Tribune or whatever thing it is? I used to collect those and be like, oh man, I'm in the paper.
Dude, the OC Weekly. I was like, oh, there was something called the Beach Reader. The Beach Reader was down in like Hermosa. It was like the beach paper, and I got a little write-up, and I was like,
yeah, you felt like I know you felt like it was like this was the best thing in the world. So listen, before we go even further, because I really want to delve into you. I love seeing you. I mean, I've only seen you once in a year now. When we saw each other at that little outdoor show. Mm-hmm. But you're in this new movie. It's called Last Call. We just for the people that are watching on YouTube, we just saw the trailer. So looks good, man. Tell me about the movie. What's going on here with this new project you got going on?
Well, it's real close to my heart. So the movie takes place in a fictional city called Darby Heights, and Darby Heights is based on the city that I grew up, which was Upper Darby, and Upper Darby is right outside of West Philadelphia. So like where like the Fresh Prince comes from, I come from like right outside that. And it's basically about a guy who, made a lot of money, and he's going to go back to his family to help. Basically he gets a bar, and he wants to help the town rejuvenate. And he's got to basically pick a choice between, making a business decision or helping his town. And it's like a feel good type of story of a guy who did well, who's coming back and reconnecting with his roots. And it's all, a lot of it's shot in my old neighborhood. and it was made by a guy who I went to high school with.
Oh wow!
Who made a lot of money in the same way the main character did, and then he came back and fixed up part of the town. It's a real cool story. But it's just a real good, like, it's got like if Sundance was going on right now, bro, we might be there. You and I might be sitting at a slope.
You know what? I like how passionate you are about it. This when you say close, some people say this all the time. This is a project close to my heart, but I actually can, knowing you, I know that this is like you seem very proud of this project.
Dude, yeah, I mean, some projects I pay for, my pool with, but this isn't one of them. You know what I mean? This was like,
wait. This ain't Mask 2 money right here, right?
Paid for a couple pools with that movie, but this was like
wait. This ain't you in front of you being the computer tech in like 9 movies money.
Yo, Enemy, the State Bay in the late 90s. If you needed a computer tech, who
yeah,
you call?
yeah. They were like, he's just cute enough to be the computer tech.
Not so cute. He's gonna take away from the lead.
Yeah, he not gonna get the girl, but he gonna do the shit out of that Pascal. You know what I mean?
He'll welcome you at the local fries.
I got you, man.
Good. But it is about my neighborhood. And Sherry O'Terry, I don't know if you know this, but she went to the girl version of the high school I went to. So I went to all boys. She went to all girls, and Tina Fey went to the public school.
Oh wow! I went to all boys high school too. I thought that was an interesting experience.
I know, right? But there's something freeing about it because you don't have to like try to impress girls, but then it's all dudes.
Yeah. So, but anyways, though, so that's the last call. It's you, Jeremy Pivens, Taryn Manning, Bruce Dern, right?
Yeah. Kathy Moriarty, Sherry, Jack Gallagher, Zach McGowan. It's great, man. It's all Indy's coming out March, I believe March 19th. I think we're gonna be in select cities. We're gonna have VOD, definitely Amazon Prime, and
Oh, so you're gonna be in those. You're gonna be in those. We don't care cities.
Yeah. Those cities that bleed red. Yeah, we're gonna be. We don't care. We'll probably come out somewhere in Texas, right? Somewhere AZ. You know what I mean?
Well, I just went to Arizona, man, and it was. I was really nervous. I mean, let's talk about this stuff now. It's like the last time I saw you again, we were doing that Matt Rife show, the low key outside show. Shout out to them for keeping comedy going, especially in
Amazing.
LA.
Yeah.
And when I saw you at the time, I could tell that you had a healthy paranoia about COVID.
Yeah.
Right? Is that a fair description of how you
Yo, how healthy? I was like a vegan of paranoia, right? I was gluten-free paranoia.
Yeah, I could tell that you had you had that fear about it. I mean, how was it, when you were when this all broke out, and like when you decided to finally venture out? I mean, how was that for you?
Well, like, dude, I quote you as one of the funniest things is to say, you're like, look, man, eventually we're gonna have we'll have to have like a COVID, like cold and flu, COVID AM and a COVID PM. I never forget that. You're like, no, for real. You're like, we got to treat this shit like, what is that? Tylenol? What is it? Tylenol PM or what is it?
Yeah, just any kind of like cold medicine or something like that. I'm trying to find the show flyer for that show that we did, but it's just like, anyway, it's just like, that's just the low key outside. You can find them on Instagram if you're in the LA area. We're about to do a show in San Diego, but like, this is how they, they've been doing shows outside, and Jamie and I did this show together.
Yeah. Here's what it is. I feel that, look, when I saw you, I was very paranoid. And now, look, the comedy's come back, dude. I've been doing a lot of shows. I just did a show on Sunday night, man. It was outside. I did it Saturday
Mhm.
night outside. So I'm getting much more comfortable with the outside, but I have to try and push my boundaries, like we were talking about, to see what I'm comfortable with. Because you said if not,
Yeah.
you're never going to live life again.
Yeah, I mean it's strange, but I mean it's strange like what's happened in this whole year though. In the whole year of like because the main problem I think we have is that it's just like a lack of information, so we don't really understand. I couldn't tell you a thing about COVID actually. Like what is it? What is it? You know what I mean? I don't know. And then like, and then we're living in a place where it's like, all right, so California has decided to close down. And I don't know if it's closed because of health or because of optics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
dude. On like 3 weeks ago, I did this little YouTube video and I drove all down Melrose and places that that would be popping at midnight from the Improv to
Mhm.
down the street, and we get ramen afterwards, and all just those shops, and it was
Yeah,
dark,
man.
closed. And then like a week later, um, that pizza place, I forget it. I think Sal's, a couple places were slowly opening up, but they were putting tables outside and then tons of plastic, and it was just these little sections. So it looked a little better, but
Right.
then I see pictures from Florida, and people are like,
Yeah.
so it's like, what? Flip Schultz is down there doing 5 shows a night
Yeah,
outside,
man.
going to the wing stop after. So I don't,
Yeah, man. I just don't know. I feel the same way as you. I feel like it's like, you just go, we have a healthy fear of what, this is. We don't want to get sick. We're at an age, we're in our 40s, and we're like, man, I ain't trying to like so we had this healthy fear. And then you go, but you want like the outside world to represent the same thing as we feel, even though it doesn't seem it does. So when we look at like California, we're here and we're like, okay, we're closed down and we're doing all this stuff. And then you look at these other places and you go, man, Florida's open, Texas is open, but not open like people are still wearing masks and people are still, they're doing the things they're supposed to do. And then we see the numbers and we're kind of like, well, what's going on? Like, how come California isn't doing better than these places? Then you just go, well, does it have anything to do with that? Like,
well, there's no unity. Like,
yeah,
I live in Los Feliz, man, by the Greek, and I see two types of people. I see people jogging in full-on hazmat suits on a beautiful day because the weather's been real nice.
yeah, yeah.
And then I'll see hipsters in the middle of the street and on the grassy knolls and having wine and cheese with no mask, but the mask, as soon as they're done, they'll put it on.
Yeah.
So doesn't all that add up to like one big ball of germs is going to float somewhere? What's the truth?
That's what I'm saying. And so I like this. That's why I say it seems to be for optics other than anything else. Because it's like when you go to a restaurant and they go, listen, when you're standing up and you leave your table, you have to have your mask off. I mean on. But for some reason, like, is there some imaginary bubble around the table that like that they're protecting us, or is it just that it doesn't work like that really, but it's like to me sometimes I feel like it's a dog and pony show just for the like I said, just for optics.
Bro, take a bite. The virus is like this, right? And then you're about to take a bite. Oh no, that's not cool. He's eating.
Yeah,
Just wait here.
we go, you know what, let me float past this table because it looks like they on a date, so I don't want to this looks
oh man, she got a cute dog. We'll let
yeah. So we're gonna leave her alone, but it's like we want to go. It's like, listen, we want to get back to it. It's like even in Hollywood though, like it seems like for productions kept opening and closing, and to me, I feel like, I mean, I hate to harp on it again, but to me, again, it feels like optics more than anything else. It's just because we're in such a liberal place. And then the Twitter mob gets a hold of it, and then people start to like, you're being unsafe and all this stuff. But I kind of feel like productions want to go, okay, the key grip got sick. They want to go, okay, he's not coming to set, and they're gonna keep him away for 14 days, but we're gonna continue this ship. But what they do is they go, oh my God, somebody in catering got sick, so we have to shut the whole thing down to let people know that we're being safe. I don't think they really believe it. Like I think it's all bullshit, and they
dude.
just, you know what I mean?
Totally. Did you see that lady, man? That video had me crying. When listen, you and I are in the business, okay? I only just started going out. I had a couple of, Zooms for the big streamers, like so projects are going, but they weren't shooting here. If I
Yeah.
get them, they're gonna be in Europe, or somewhere far.
Yeah, and it's
And
funny. Oh, not even just that. You know, it's funny you say that because it's like people already don't want to shoot in California anyway, even but without the pandemic because of the taxes and they make things so hard. So like Hollywood had such an arrogant attitude, like, well, you have to do things here. And they're like, no, we don't. We're going to Boston, we're going to Atlanta, we're going to New Zealand, we're going to Vancouver. And then after a
yeah.
while, then California did that thing. Oh, we better start giving tax breaks to these productions. And then there's
Hmm.
now after this, they're gonna be like, bye. Because we'll just Zoom call, table reads, we'll Zoom call
Yeah.
auditions. People can live wherever they want. The writers can live wherever they want. California is really messing up, man. They really messing up. So now you cut to what you're saying now. They're just going to be like, yeah, we want you to do this movie and we're going to go do it in a place that is more reasonable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. They're shooting a few things in Puerto Rico. That's happening. And I
Mm-hmm.
know, I think New Zealand, and I
Mm-hmm.
heard maybe Atlanta, but like all of these, like, different streamer shows I went on three, they were all in London. So
Yeah.
that would be a different one. But like, did you see the video of that lady who had her restaurant shut down?
Yeah.
And then you pan over and there's 85 crew members just chowing down in a tent, and she's like, why can't I do the same thing? And
Yeah.
that was, dude, you and I make our living like this, and I still
Yeah.
don't. I didn't think that was right. Either let her be a part of it, or they can't do it. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing. So it's like, so then there's like a other factor. So like I said, you have your optics, and then the second thing is you have economics, you know? So it's like, because her business doesn't provide enough income for her community and people at large. It's just about her. So then the government and all these people, they don't care. But like Hollywood, that represents a lot of money. So it's like, all right, so then now all of a sudden health isn't an issue. So then it makes me feel like health an issue at all, or is it as important as they're trying to make it seem to be, in the news? So I don't know. It's just like it's
But then,
strange.
but yeah, but then, and then to add to that, like I think you and I did the same. Did you do the Orange County show?
Oh, all the Huntington Beach.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, they don't care at all out there. I thought I was in another world. I was like,
bro.
I couldn't find a mask.
I went. That was the scariest thing I had done. Now I've done some other stuff, but like I said with you, I put my toe out there,
Yeah,
and each time if I come out, and I'm like, okay, maybe. So that one, dude, I was like supposed to be like a few people. It was like 400 people.
spread out on this
You
beach. Yeah,
and they were, I mean, hitting. It was happy hour.
yeah,
Everybody was on their dogs. The people riding
yeah,
bikes.
yeah,
This was in July,
yeah, yeah,
and I was like, and the lady's like, "Yo, just do it, just do it." And she paid pretty good.
yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna brave it out, and I slowly did the show, and it ended up being great. But that was like that's right down the road from us, dude, and that's a whole other mindset.
Yeah, man.
So who knows
Yeah.
what's going on?
I know, but we'll see. It seems to, I think that now that they've got the vaccine out, and there's going to be another one, this other one, the emergency vaccine, and then I read yesterday too, that they have emergency, what do you call it, home COVID test now. So now you can just you'll be able to go to CVS and just, let me see if I got COVID. It'll be like a pregnancy test. You know what I mean? So it's like, because what I'm saying is, I think for a couple of years we're going to be
Yeah.
doing things, and they're going to be like, oh, you need to bring your COVID test, or they'll have them at the venue, and everybody's going to have to okay, you're safe. They're going to have some kind of, it's going to get easier, and then they're just going to be like, they don't care anymore. That's what's going to happen. So we're 2 years away from being like, and then in 2 years we're going to be like, can you believe that we shut down everything for this? It's going to be like something like that's going to be how, because people forget things quick. People forget. You know what I mean? People forget quick. So
I love it when, like a comic, I'll go out to an outdoor show and I'll be talking to a comic for like 10 minutes, and then they'll tell me, "Oh yeah, I had that shit in April. I beat that shit." I'm like, "What?" You know what I mean? So
Oh,
a lot more people have it than I realize.
no, but isn't there a part of you? Okay, so I was just in Arizona, and then like one of the girls that
Which
work
city?
Phoenix. I went to Stand Up
Where you
Live.
at?
Stand Up Live.
Oh, you went to the big one.
Yeah, Stand Up Live. Well, the bigger the better. Why would you want
Yeah,
to be in a
so it's
little
spread
one?
out. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, bigger the better. So I don't have to
Are they
be.
allowing you to
I
go?
didn't do meet and greets. I didn't do none of that stuff. I just
But
went.
are they allowing you to half capacity or what?
Man, to me, it looked like it was just normal. But I think the tables were spread out, but it just looked like it was fine. And they had like plastic up in between the things and all. It was all nonsense. I mean, I just think again, it was just for optics. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
So you were there.
so one of the girls that works there, I'm standing real close to her and we're just talking, and she's like, and then she says, yeah, about a month ago I had it. I'm good now. But so anytime you're talking to somebody and they say that, there's a part of you that wants to like take 8 steps back. So you're fighting in your brain because you're like, oh, I don't want to be that guy. I just like, I almost feel like before you start a conversation, motherfucker should say, hey, I had COVID.
Yeah.
So if you want to be in my bubble, just know I got the antibodies or I'm not, whatever. But just to give you a heads up. But at the same time, it's like I don't think it works like that. But there is something in us that makes us feel like, oh, I need to take 6 steps back because I don't know what's going on with this person. It's like I don't know how to feel. It really is. It is jarring. You know what I mean?
I take those 6 steps. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you still got that fear in you.
Have them come up with the V card. Yo, here's my V card. Just want to let you know. I mean.
Yeah, but there's still no proof. There's still no proof that means that they're not contagious. There's no, you know what I mean? Like we don't know anything concrete about this.
I know.
Are you taking the vaccine? Are you going to take the vaccine when it comes around to us?
Bro, you don't want to. You can't. Is this going on YouTube? You can't talk about that.
Yeah, you're scared. Yeah, see, you're scared.
I know you know my answer.
You know what's funny?
I'm not trying to get your video demonetized. So
oh my God, you know so funny about you. I remember the last time you were on my podcast. You are so like hypersensitive to people that are sensitive.
It's just that people censor shit. Let me ask you this. Here's my answer. It takes about 8 years to develop a vaccine. But let me take that vax that took about 9 months. Let me jump right in there.
Okay, well, how about this then? Okay, the entire world was affected. I am not surprised that the whole scientific community of the planet was working on this. Look at the things we've done in this world. I think that it's not like, because it takes 8 years because those people that work on it, they got to get paid. They get paid by the hour. They got salaries. They got jobs 365 days a year. So there's no rush. So it's like they're taking their time. They're coming in on, hey, at 8 a.m. like, hey, Sheila, how you doing? Let's work on this thing. Let's do the experiments. But when the entire planet is being affected, I don't think it's out of a realm of possibility that the entire scientific community got together and they solved it.
Listen, I don't doubt it. That's an amazing point. And I'm just going to say, you take it and then, let's talk.
Well, my parents have taken it.
How are they feeling?
Well, other than my mom's gills, she's good.
She starts going, the bubbles start blowing.
Yeah, they're fine, man.
I'm listen. I'm not like that. I've taken every vaccine, but I was just, all.
No, I get. You just listen, bro. I get it. There's a healthy fear. Like, let me tell you, when I was scared, when I read all these articles about how over 50% of medical professionals don't want to take it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I read that and I was like, what? And then they're just like, but you have to delve into the details. You just see a headline like that, and then it makes you scary. But listen. The vaccine's out. They gave it to the people that are most susceptible to COVID, and now look at the numbers, dramatically dropping. So
yeah, how are we doing in California?
I don't even know, because I don't even know if they're releasing the numbers properly. Who decides? Like, who's counting the numbers? You know what I mean? I don't know. Is there some company that's like we they got one of the clickers, and they going house to house. You got COVID? Okay, you got COVID. I don't know how it. I actually don't know how it works. So it's like it's a really strange. It's a really strange thing. So it's like we just have to, we kind of go with the mob, or like I call it like the collective consciousness. It's like, let me give you an example. It's like when Al Gore was popular, he did something that changed the United States forever and probably the world. He started making going green. It became like a thing that was important. Mm-hmm. And then soon after, the whole country made a slight shift, but it was a huge shift because it was so many people buying now electric cars, talking about solar panels. And so now look at the electric car market right now and look how many electric cars are on the road. Look at all the companies that are doing stuff. I really think that he really helped push that forward. That's what's going to be needed for this, how we feel about COVID. We're going to need somebody like Elon Musk or somebody that, doesn't seem as crazy. You know what I mean? They start pushing people to like, we're going to be fine. It's not as bad anymore. But then we're going to start coming out of the woodworks, and throwing those masks in the air like graduation caps. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So until that happens, though, I still think we, like a lot of us, especially in our age group, have a healthy fear of the unknown.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I've been to places with, I've worn the double mask, and I've been to places where I hate it when people don't stand on your bubble. Here's your circle. There's my circle. And then there'll be somebody in between the circle. It's like, yo, dude, that's not your circle. There's your circle. So, like, I do that shit. I'm at Trader Joe's on the circle, and I do feel that I've been in some situations that are weird, but I feel good. So I don't know. And I do try to stay outside a lot.
I wish they had like a list of things, like, a list of things where they go, here's how 90% of people that got COVID caught it. Like I wish they had so you could see like it's like handshaking, whatever, open mouth kissing, it's like, give me something that I know, because I just don't know if it works the way you just described it.
Pump? When you pump the gas, you touch the pump?
I have an electric car, so I don't have to deal with that.
At your house, you plug it in.
Yeah.
So you never use a public electric?
Not anymore.
You touch your credit card and put it in.
Yeah.
You pay.
Yeah.
You use a napkin?
No.
All right. So I'm just wondering what you touch.
That's what I'm saying. So if you have but see, some people have that OCD, germophobia type thing anyway. Yeah, I don't either. I just go. I have
sanitize a lot.
I have a sanitizer in my car. I try to do that. I try not to touch my face and all that stuff that they say not to do. But I mean, I wash my hands. I don't go out a lot. I go out with a purpose. It's like, I'm going here, I'm coming back. I don't like being out because I don't like wearing masks. I just don't like it. What's up, guys? This is Erik Griffin. I want to talk to you again about the best mattress I've ever had in my life, Helix Sleep. The Helix Sleep mattress. They got this 2-minute sleep quiz to customize the mattress for you. That is the best part about it, because listen, you can't go to the mattress store right now. What, you going to lay down in somebody's COVID? We don't know what's going on right now. We don't know when the world's going to be safe. And sleeping is the most important thing, especially when it comes to health. And not being able to sleep right now because of today's politics, because of thinking about pandemic, what's going on with your love life, just any other drama that, we talk about even on my show, all those things that come up in the world. We need to sleep that stuff off. Sleep it off. All right? And like I said, the best part about it is this Helix Sleep has this quiz that you take. It's 2 minutes, and you complete it. It's set up especially for your body type. If you're big or small, if you're a side sleeper, if you're a back sleeper, if you're asleep on your stomach, you need it hard, firm. You fill out this whole thing. It's just like, it's almost like eHarmony for for you and your mattress. You know what I mean? It's like a little dating service, and they set you up, and you get the best freaking mattress you'll ever have. Now, Helix is offering up to $200 off. Mind-blowing! $200 off the mattress and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/Griffin. Guys, get this damn mattress. It'll be the best mattress you've ever had. Let's get back to the show. It makes me uncomfortable.
You
Yeah,
did the
okay,
you. So
but
you did the Laugh
that's just one
Factory,
show.
but you did the Zoom show at the factory, right?
Yeah, I did it once. Yeah,
Now I felt pretty safe there, but I was a little scared at first. But everybody was real spread out. Nobody, and it was that was fun.
that's what I'm saying, dude. I feel like you're not there yet. I mean, I think your fear level is like, if 10 is like, if 10 is like I'm at home in a hazmat suit in a, where you before you even go out, you have before you have to depressurize, you have to like
Yeah,
depressurize in your own house, that kind of thing. If it's like,
yeah,
I think if 10 is that, you're probably like at a 7, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And like
Hmm.
everybody, like I think, let's say maybe the average in California is like people are at a 4. You know what I
Where
mean?
are you at?
You know, I've probably added 2. Like I'm probably,
Here's the thing.
I've gotten 4 COVID tests. My girl works at Target, you know what I mean?
That's good. So
You know, sh
I had one COVID test and I was good. But here's the deal. You're, I'm never like this. Oh, there's a reason I was going to tell you. It was because I think I might have actually had it. The only reason I got a little fear based is because of the shit they're saying. But I was so sick over a year ago, like horrific. I did a run on the road, and when I was in Detroit, and that was the last place, and I was so sick. I came home for 3 days, bedridden, and
uh-huh.
then boom. And I haven't been sick since. Like it's crazy. Knock on wood. So I don't know, but it was in December of 2019, and they said it wasn't here. But I was in Saudi Arabia, where you were. I
Mhm.
was in Italy that summer, and I was in Hawaii. 3 different places that are big tourist attractions.
I feel like there are certain things that we should incorporate, that we should keep from this and move forward with. Like, I'm not necessarily think that we should like wear masks all the time, but I don't mind if people want to wear masks, like if they, you know what I mean? But we really have, taught people about like hygiene and health and like keeping a healthy distance and, washing your hands and all this kind of stuff. I think is going to help because like because like when we're on the road, I always feel like comics are like roaches. I mean, I think we're exposed to a lot of things, but at the same time, though, I think that scientifically, it's also important to expose yourselves to some germs to have an immunity to them. Because if you're like somebody that wants to live in like a white room in your life all the time, I think you're gonna. Though that's the person that's gonna get the sickest.
No, you're right, dude. But I think it was you that were saying. It was like, I think you were saying like, yo, elbow bump is all right now. You were always good with the fist bump anyway. You were saying, so you
Yeah,
don't need to
it's like
hug
we don't.
everybody.
But like at the same time, though, it's like, look, I miss that. I miss contact. I'm a hugger. I like seeing people like, especially like after shows, man. If you see
Hmm.
all the pictures people have, it's like they like standing right next to me. They like to, they want to be all up on you. It's like, oh man, it's Montez from Workaholics. They want to like be in your space. And so you just go, all right, this is like how's this gonna change us? So I don't know, man. It's you know what I mean? It's like it's like we just kind of go, all right, better to be safe than sorry. I think it's a good mentality. Like I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, this is bullshit. We need to just get out. What you doing, man? Give me a hug. I'm not like that. I'm
Yeah.
sad. I'm sad that we're not more interactive that way, but it is. I understand. It is what it is.
Did you? Yeah. Did you drive to Arizona or fly?
I flew, and that was spooky at first. But dude, you got to read up on this. You should very much read up on this. The planes are some of the safest places.
Because
I
the
know it
HEPA.
seems, I know it seems crazy because you like listen. If you're sitting next to somebody who's obviously sick, that person shouldn't even be on the plane anyway. Because that's the big pushback. It's like, well, if somebody's coughing right next to you, well, you would think that somebody that's that sick's not even going to be on the plane in the first place. That's the whole idea of like why they go, please, make sure you're not having these symptoms. And if you know what I mean. So, but
Hmm.
like, yeah, I was a little nervous at first too about the plane, but then
But they say the plane's the HEPA filter. Was it
yeah,
packed?
yeah. This every plane I was on going in front, it was jam packed. You know,
Middle seat.
it was jam packed, dude. They don't care.
Oh damn! You
Yeah,
could go.
they're like they've already done their. But the thing is, they've done their studies. Like United Airlines is letting you know they put it out there. They're like, You have 0% chance. You have practically 0% chance of catching this airborne because of the filters on the plane. They've very much done their study. Listen, man, they got contact tracing for this too. You don't think that if somebody caught COVID on an airplane, that would be out. The way CNN fear mongers on every day they want to show like this is the youngest person to ever die of COVID. They love making us nervous and scared. We would know already. There's a Southwest. They would have a count. How many people? It would be a ticker on the bottom of CNN talking about these are the people that have died on airplanes because of catching it on an airplane. I think that I don't know, man, but apparently the airplanes are pretty safe in terms of like the air quality and all that stuff. So, and then they had this whole procedure. Okay, first 5 rows can exit, then the next 5 rows get up. They're trying their best to like make people feel like this is okay. But I was nervous because of the same reason I could look on your face and see that you're not going to fly now because I just said this. So
no, that's my next thing. I got to eventually. I'd rather drive, but
not me. No, thank you. I'm not doing that. No, man. I just don't. I don't believe. Like even with the way it is right now, the numbers. 400,000 people is a lot of people. That's a lot of people. But when you delve into the numbers and you see like what are the age of most of these people, what are the preconditioning conditions and stuff like that. I mean, this is not like, dude, it's not like something where like 35 million people are dead and they're all healthy and it's like all ages and we don't know what's going on with this. If it was like that, this would be a whole different situation. That's not the case. So I've always had like a okay, I don't want to get this, but I'm not living my life in fear because just the numbers themselves that they're already putting out it doesn't show that you should act like that. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
You know what I mean? So I got, but at the same time though, I got on the plane and I was a little bit like, but I was glad I wanted to do a tester flight. Arizona's only an hour, so this is a perfect, I wanted to see how am I gonna feel in this dumbass mask for an hour and and all that stuff, and I was fine. It was fine. I got there, when I got to the hotel, I was like, okay, cool. So now I'm in my little bubble in my hotel room. I have my own I have my own like disinfectant wipes. If I wanted to use them, I could. You wipe down the remote, you wipe down. You know what I'm saying? That's just precautions that we probably should have done anyway. How nasty people are, right? You know how it's like how we don't like going to like comedy condos. Well, how are hotel rooms any different? We just assuming because they got maid service that it's fine, but you know what I mean? Like, so
you get that blue light.
Yeah, exactly. We just have to have our own habits that we're going to help ourselves be healthy. So, I suggest that to you that you have a little Jamie Kennedy kit. You know what I mean? Where it's like gloves that go to here, and
I want to get that thing. That helmet.
Do you have a face shield?
Yeah. No, I just got the mask, but the face shield, I guess that's good. But did you see that helmet with the airflow and all that shit?
Yeah, man. I mean, I get it.
What about the crowds when you were there? Like, so they're laughing.
Yeah.
There wasn't plastic covering you though, like in front
of
the stage.
No.
And then after
they actually had a red. They actually had some tape on the stage to tell me to stay in this area. So I called it the Karen line.
And then no one rolled up to you afterwards. You like?
No. I didn't even go out.
I did see some comics out there like, thank you.
No. I told him. I said, listen. I say I'm not doing a meet and greet. Thank you for coming though, but like I don't know y'all.
Smart.
You know what I mean? And so it is what it is.
And you did 5 shows?
Yeah.
That's good.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here to talk to you about my favorite new sponsor. It's BetterHelp.com. That's BETTER help, HELP.com. And go to /Griffin, BetterHelp.com/Griffin. I want you to start living a happier life today. And as a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at BetterHelp.com/Griffin. Guys, therapy is important. I think it's an essential part. it's an essential part of, listen, my life. It really helped me because there's things that interfere with your happiness. There's things that get in the way, and these people, they're licensed professionals. They're going to help you with depression, stress, anxiety, whatever issues you might have, LGBT, self-esteem, whatever it might be. And it's all from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to have the stigma of going into an office and dealing with any of that stuff like that. You connect in a safe and private online environment. You can communicate in under 48 hours, set up your schedule. It's not a crisis line. It's not a self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online, and I highly recommend it. Join 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health, all right? That's betterhelp.com/Griffin for 10% off your first month. I really want to thank BetterHelp for being a sponsor for Riffin with Griffin. And you guys, take charge of your mental health. Let's get back to the show. Yeah, and I it's the first time I've been out of town in a year, so I was more nervous about my set than getting COVID. I mean, it's true. I'm just being honest with you, So I, by the time, but then I got my sea legs after the first show. I was like, oh man, it's like I never left. You know what I mean? Because so I don't know, man. It's we just gotta get out there. We just got to get out there and do it. But I understand I just always remember seeing you and just like, you just had your nervous energy at that show. And I was like, okay, there goes Scaredy Cat.
We're on the fucking back of a U-Haul, right? I will say though, that show is set up dope. So it's in that like open air, which is good. And everybody had masks, which was good. But then like the mic, people are kind of wiping the mic, and I'm like,
kind of. You brought your own mic, didn't you?
I brought my own mic, and then it didn't work. But like sharing a mic at a U-Haul show with 7 other comics, I mean, dude, that's patient zero. You know what I mean?
Well, they had 2 mics. They were wiping each mic back and forth. I've done
are they really wiping it?
Every show I've done. First of all, I used to feel that way anyway about like microphones, even when it was just like. Sometimes you smell the mic and you're like, dude, y'all got to clean this. Like, this is funky as hell. So, like, now I feel like moving forward, I want to make sure the mic's clean. It's like, these are just things we need to add. We're just going to add them. To do anyway, exactly. So I don't think we should look at them as like, make us scared. We're just like, all right, these are some.
We should have been doing. Like, I try never to touch my face. I never, I'm fine with it.
But it's funny because it's like I think that we're supposed to be in flu season right now, and it's like we're not. People are doing great because all of these procedures that people are now implementing, like wearing masks and social distancing and all this stuff. I think we're like beating the flu this year.
Yeah, that's what's a little weird though. Like, where'd the flu go?
Listen, it didn't go anywhere. It's just that we are doing things because. We don't realize how nasty we really are as human beings, and like the way we, spread things the way it is, But it's funny because man, people are out here getting COVID tests and worry about COVID on some flimsy contact tracing, It's like you find like your ass would be like, man, I was at this show and then I heard somebody talking that their mailman might have had COVID that he got from delivering something and then your ass gonna run out and get a COVID test. But I'm sure you'll still raw dog a stranger you met at a.
No, man, I do that joke. I say people are hooking up during this shit. Like some dude I was talking to hooked up. I'm like, yeah. He's like, she was cute. I'm like, yeah, but is she ventilator cute? I mean, come on, man. That the one you want to possibly go out on?
So you just gonna be like single. Scared and single. That's gonna be the name of your horror movie. Scared and Single.
Volume 2.
Yeah. Yes, that's gonna be the new. What was that movie? Wait, yeah, that's the one you were in too, right? With the mask. What's the? Why am I forget? Scream. Yeah, the new Scream is just gonna be no mask. It's gonna be somebody with COVID. You know what I mean? That's gonna be the. And then he'll be like, who? It's gonna be who's spreading it. It won't be to the end. That'll be the plot at the end. She goes, I spread it because you did this to me and you did this to me.
You didn't stand in your 6-foot bubble. That's so funny, dude.
Yeah.
That's the new horror monster.
It was funny, you mentioned that we went to like Saudi Arabia. That was like, listen, I've been to Saudi Arabia like a few times, but I've gone when it was like, we had to be at an embassy because we couldn't do comedy there. And now this prince who's like, yo, I think we need to like get with the times, and he comes in and he's like, all right, women, you can drive now. And then there's music in the streets and we're going to have a festival and we're going to have people come do, people can come do comedy and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it was like,
trucks.
It was strange, but it's funny to me that you're scared of COVID, but you flew to Saudi Arabia.
Yo, you took that flight. That flight was bomb, bro. It was so luxurious.
But didn't you see that advisory warning that it was like, there was a lot of reasons to be fearful of flying to the Middle East, man.
You know what? That's where I'm a dumb blonde because
that check was nice. And I'm sure if the comedy club called you like, hey, we're gonna pay you that money you made from Saudi Arabia, your whole COVID fear will be like, ooh, okay, I'm right. I'll be there. Yeah.
Yo. Dude,
your ass will sit on somebody's lap to fly there.
Yo, we're texting before. I'm like, that shit. You're like, yo, I'm hoping this shit cashes. I'm like, they pay you in the U.S. They're like, yeah, man, they're paying you. They're not paying you in drachma.
Actually, a lot of people didn't get their money right away.
Ooh, we got lucky, but I went over there. I basically slept on the flight. 3 square meals.
It was great.
3 cheese, crackers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why. Then they shuttled me right to the Radisson, had my suite, put my internet up. I was good. I don't know what was the danger. I was good. Went afterwards, took the falafel, smoked some hookah. We were all good.
Listen, I didn't even go out. I went from the venue to the hotel, back to the venue, and none of that. I didn't go venturing.
To that street fair? Like,
no, man,
I didn't do whole street fair.
I didn't do none of that stuff. I didn't do none of that stuff. I was like, no, thank you, because Al Madrigal, he sent me this like United States advisory warning about Americans traveling to Saudi Arabia and the Middle East and the dangers, and I was like, okay, so I had this healthy fear.
I was ignorant. I'm out there. Yo, let me try some of that falafel. Like,
yeah.
I was out.
So you out at a freaking wet market.
Yo.
So you out here where COVID starts, talking about I'm good because you was thinking about that money in the back of your head. You was like, I got this money.
Bro, me and Lonzo, dude, we were out there testing all types of food. It was great.
Yeah, but, I enjoyed myself. I mean, the shows were terrible. There was like 11 people in the crowd. You know what I mean? And I was like looking at myself, how are they justifying this money? Because guys, let me just tell you, we ain't gonna tell you the amount. All right, we ain't gonna tell you the amount, but it was a lot of money.
It was equivalent. I would tell people that like a good SEC college would pay. It was a good amount of money.
Man. Yeah, it was.
Dude, it's so funny, but I mean, they were really appreciative. They'd roll up in that like Phantom.
Yeah, man.
Whole family would get out.
Yeah.
Boom. Do this.
And you don't understand, but see, you don't understand, dude. 10 years ago, men and women couldn't sit together. I didn't
even know that.
Yeah, dude, they couldn't have things like that. There was like religious police out in the streets. You couldn't. There was so many like ridiculous, like archaic freaking restrictions. And now this new young prince comes in and he's like, other than him killing the reporter, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Other than that, he's trying to, because I think he wants businesses to come there. He wants like, trade and commerce. And he's trying to open up the country because so many people go to Beirut, they go to Bahrain, they go to like all these other places. And, and he's like, hey, come to Saudi Arabia too. So, I mean, I don't know. It was strange.
Well, people are like, how is it doing comedy there? I'm like, well, you can't talk about sex. You can't talk about politics. You can't talk about religion. And they're like, so what'd you do? I'm like, not comedy. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna level up on the noise game. Start making them funny noises.
It's funny you say that. That's the first thing I thought too when I heard you were going. I was like, what's Jamie gonna do? I heard about you and Pauly Shore. I was like, what are they gonna talk about? That's that's gonna be a nightmare.
Don't throw out those impressions, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What were you gonna talk about, man? You know.
What are you talking about? I gotta lie. You don't know me.
Where you started with where you from? Oh, how you doing, sir? We got that.
It was a lot, you know. I think by the time, and then they didn't care. They didn't know how to promote. They weren't even promoting the shows. They were just like putting them on because they got money from the government. The government's like, here's like however many, you know, all the money they gave them, said, you know, put on shows, you know. Then the guys put on the shows, and they were like, they didn't even think, oh yeah, we're not getting people to come.
But again, that check was nice.
Yeah. I felt like I was stealing money. That's what I'm saying.
So true, bro.
I felt like, man, they paid me to fly here. That's what it was. They paid. That's all. It wasn't even for the show. But I feel like that when I do college shows. Anyway, I feel like they're not paying me for the show. They pay me like when I go to do a college show. I go, oh, I'm just flying someplace to pick up a check because, you know, and then you get the check and you're like, all right, it doesn't even matter what happens here. You know, it's such a ridiculous situation.
But I haven't done colleges in 8 years. Have you done colleges recently?
Yeah, I've done a couple of colleges, and I've even done some
last
virtual.
2 years.
I've even done virtual shows. Yeah, man. I hate them. I think that they're. I know why you don't do them because you're so scared of any kind of sensitivity issues.
No,
you don't want the college being like, he said female with an inflection in his voice, and then that's the end of you.
But they're not even booking them as much. Like it's less and less, dude. That used to be like I remember one year.
That's the bread and butter, man.
Dude, it was me. It was like the Real World cast, and it was Ludacris, and it was Spring Break, and it was on. I mean, where are those shows?
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, the kind of college show you could do at this point right now is more like a seminar than a college show, you know?
Exactly.
No, for real. It's like, you know, you just have like, you know, you have a PowerPoint presentation and you just like, so this is the set of the mask and this is what I was doing there. And, you know, you tell little funny anecdotes and like that kind of thing. And this is how I made it. I mean, if you put together something like that, you know, it's like, you know who does that, man? You'd be surprised. Like John Legend, man. John Legend goes to colleges. He don't even sing.
Wow, but his songs
like you gotta pay him extra. That's a whole other fee. But he'll go to talk about the business, talk about music, talk about playing the piano, talk about his life, whatever like that. A lot of people doing that Jimmy Fallon was doing that. I heard. Just doing a PowerPoint presentation and like, so a lot of people, not everybody's doing comedy. I'm saying, so it's just something to think about. You know what I mean? Like you got enough, you know, you're famous enough where it's like, people, they'll be like, oh, we want, because these college kids, they don't know. I did a college show one time where I didn't know that they were doing this. They're playing my comedy before I come out. They're playing
That's
like
good.
No, it's not, because I didn't know they were doing that. And I'm coming out doing the same jokes.
Oh, I hate that.
They're idiots.
Yeah. Dude, it's usually some theater chick, and she's in charge of like $200,000, and it's up at her disposal. It's incredible.
I know. I would always tell my agent, it was like, listen, no matter what the amount is, I said this. I would go like this: ask for as much as you can, but I'm gonna say yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
because even if it's like, you know, I know this is gonna sound like a lot of money to some people, but for college gigs, it's not necessarily a lot of money. But like if they you know, you ask for the world and they go, well, we only got $5,000.
Yeah.
You know, you go say yes. I mean, because it's one night. You know what I mean? It's
That's
one
like
night.
usually like a cafeteria show. They'll just throw you $5,000 to do the cafeteria show.
Whatever it is, who cares? You were going for like one night. You know, it's just like a money grab. You know, because they got the money. They're like, I remember one time I knew I was getting underpaid when the college said to me, "We were so surprised to get you at this rate." I was furious.
So funny. That is so fun. It's really. It really is. I mean, the only next level is the corporate. Like the corporate will pay you sick money,
Right, man. When you do some corporate show and it's like,
and you don't have to do. You have to do
it's
20
not
minutes.
even, it's not even, first of all, those kind of shows, it's not even comedy.
Mm-mm.
This is the people understand, like, that's where there's not, I don't want, no, let me say this differently. It's comedy, it's not art.
No, exactly.
We're not, this isn't for art. This is for money. This is to, like, we're making sure that these people have as good a time as they can. We're not ruffling any feathers. I'm not doing we're not coming there doing our, American, the white man, I'm not doing that stuff. And, you know what I mean? This is just like, so airplane food, guys, right?
Yeah.
It's like whatever it is, because it's just the company trying to give back to the workers. You know what I mean? And whatever that is. And then you're just picking up this check and you're just like, wow, I can't believe I made that money to do that. That's what I always say to myself when I'm done.
You're making fun of Bill from accounting. They're laughing it up.
Do a couple of jokes about the vice president because, he's a good sport. You know what I mean? And then that's it. I've done a few shows like that.
Oh, dude. And then you bounce. You pick up a fat check. And then you go and you work your set out at the OR.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's totally different.
And by the way, I mean, it's like, I do miss that, to segue into that. I just miss, like, I haven't been able to work on comedy the way I know I need to work on comedy to be great at comedy. Comedy is a thing that I have to be doing consistently. I have to work on the little nuances of my jokes and inflections and how I perform it and how it sounds and how I'm the pauses. And I can't do that from home, man. I literally hate this. And I'm at the point now, man, where I care about that more than I care about being scared of COVID. That's where I'm at.
You hit your point.
Yeah, I'm at my point where I'm like, all right, well, we got to get back to some sort of normalcy. And this is why I went out on the road. And this is why I'm like, okay, I told my agent, I'm ready. So take me to all the red states. And there's people that have been doing that already for 5-6 months, by the way. But I wasn't one of those people. I was like, ooh, I'm 40 more. You know what I mean? I can't be.
Where are you going next?
I think I have some ones that I already had booked that they keep moving. So one is like in Chicago, the Den Theater in Chicago. And then I have another one, I think Boston. And then there's a couple that I have to look at my calendar and see like where they moved them to. So, and then I'm ready to go to Texas. I'm ready to go to Florida. I'm ready to go.
I just moved my one. I had my one in Tampa and I moved out a couple months. And then I'm going to just go.
Joe scaredy ass.
Yeah, I'll go July. And then it'll be, because I want to work the shows here and I'm fine, still getting shit done. I kind of use it. I've been a productive pandemic.
Listen, it's totally okay that you still you're scared. It's fine.
I'm not scared. I'm just like, I don't need to be inside a club in a state where people laugh and I see the spittle. You know what I mean?
There's a healthy. I don't know, man. I think about how
were they wearing a mask at the Arizona show or no?
No, they don't have to wear masks. People, they this is what they say.
And it was a right to carry state. Did they have their gun exposed?
Well, I mean, I think it's safe. I think it's safer in those states.
No, for real. That's true. But you have to do a joke.
You ain't acting up if you think somebody can have a gun. Like,
how many times you do Tempe though, and you think, I wonder who's holding a little Luger right here? Like, that's in there.
Well, I don't think about it because how many times have you been like, this is what I'm saying about you. Like, you have this healthy fear of COVID, but do you realize how exposed you are when you're out on the road by yourself? Do you understand?
No, and dude. I went to Saudi Arabia and I didn't get that warning. I was at the street market by myself, and
this is what I'm trying to say, dude. Like, for me, listen, I can blend in. If I'm in Saudi Arabia and it goes, if you and I are in Saudi Arabia together and it goes down, trust me, I'm gonna be like, I don't know who this is. The white man is here. This is the white man. Get him. I'm out.
Dude, I went to Beirut too. Me and Skylar Stone were just walking around Beirut. So
man, the first time I went to Beirut, I'm walking down the street with the representative, okay? Just like liaison. And we're walking, and this is what she says. We're walking. She goes, well, last week, this is where there was a sniper, right? And I was like, bitch, why are we here then? You know what I mean? I was like, what are you saying? But at a certain point, they're partying like right after a bombing, and they're like, you ain't gonna stop us. So it's like some people just have that. But what I'm saying is like, how many times have you been on a road in some like town, like, you know, you're in Michigan someplace, and I think to myself, I'm on my own. You know, it's just me in a hotel room. There ain't no security. Sometimes you at some of these clubs, they don't really have security. They don't care about you. You know, there's 6 people in this crowd could be like, I don't like that joke you did, and I'm gonna meet you in the parking lot. And you're like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, you know, so like there's already things to be fearful of in our business as it is. You know, other than that, you know, and then on top of that, we got to worry about, you know, hey man, I know you're gonna beat me up, but can you keep a 6 foot? Can y'all come one at a time? Can you put your mask on before you hit me?
Dude, I think one of the scariest thing though is that couple that will kind of linger at the merch table after, and then that wife that will kind of come up on you, you know, and be extra friendly, and the husband will be like,
dude,
"Oh yeah, man, she loves comedy."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, no. Okay, see what you're talking about right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait. That's best case scenario you're talking about right there. No, because usually it's like no. Because usually it's like this. Usually the girl's drunk. She's all up on you for the picture taking, and you're looking at the boyfriend like, yo, get your chick.
And he's like, that's just her.
No, that's best case scenario. I'm telling you, you keep going to that. See, he's revealing a lot, audience. That you know that Jamie has swung a few times with a couple. Is what he's saying.
No, you're looking over there.
You know, he's putting that out there, couples. He's putting that out there that he's open to. I'm telling you, you've never had a boyfriend looking at you funky because of the way the girl's acting. And I'm like, yo, man.
I've also just had the husband be like, she loves comics. It's like that's.
Yeah, I know you've said that like 4. You've said that like 4 times now. So I feel like you've been, you know, having sex with a wife while the husband's on a chair watching. I think that's.
No, what I'm saying is, you talk about scary scenarios. That could be the scariest one.
No, to me, the scariest one is not where the husband is supportive. The scariest one is when the husband's not supportive. The scariest one is when, you know, you're in this situation where it's like, you know, there's some chicks grabbing your ass while you're taking a picture, and the husband's over here, and you're just thinking to yourself, you know, and she's all like, you know, if you want to, you know, whatever they're saying, you're just like, hey, this is a awkward situation. You don't know what's going on with this couple. You know what I mean? Like people out there, like, you know, and then nowadays we have to think about everything. Nowadays we got to think about, you know, it's like when you're like, I still hug people like this when I would take pictures, but it's like, you know, you got to have your hands, you know, because you hear all these stories, you know, people like, he caressed my back. And you're just like, whoa, man, dude. It's like, whoa, you know, so now you just want to take all your pictures like this, you know, it's like, thank you.
The merch table, dude, I do exactly that. I do exactly what you do. But also, I don't mind the drunks not grabbing me anymore, because, you know, people don't realize that we're tired. We do 2 shows, press all day, and people just grab and pull you down. I've had people pull me down at clubs. I'm like, I mean, the shit we could say, right? I mean,
yeah, man, it's crazy. Like the people, well, because they feel ownership over you. The entitlement. There's a certain entitlement of like them, like if they pay the ticket, so now they're entitled to treat you however they want. If they buying your merch, if they like, or just that they think that I'm a fan, so therefore I'm entitled to A, B, and C. And you just kind of like, and you have to try. We try our best to be as gracious as possible, but you know sometimes it's going to slip through. Not everyone's going to get the same treatment because the sheer numbers of it. But for the most part, you know, we're not complaining. It's just like, this is just one of those things that happens. It's just one of those things that happens, man.
What I'm saying is, when I hear stories and it's bad, I feel bad for everything. I just wish that comic stories were exposed of how we get grabbed, we get pulled, I mean, you know, people do treat us like zoo animals sometimes. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, show all of it.
Right. Yeah. Well,
then if you don't say anything, if you're like, yo, could you back? You know what I mean? Like,
story for you. Like I'm in New Jersey not New Jersey. I'm in. Was I in New Jersey? Where? No. I was in Connecticut. I'm in Connecticut at that one of those like casinos that's way out, like Blair Witch Project. It's like far in the woods, and all of a sudden there's a casino, and I'm in a hallway late. Dude in a wheelchair, and his buddies. Dude sees me, and he's like, "Oh shit, Montez!" he he like, "Yo, wow, man, look at that, it's Montez, y'all." He's screaming. He's, I think, the one dude pushing the dude. He's like, "Oh, look at this, man." He's circling around me as I'm walking, and I say like this, "Hey, man, can we not do that? I'm just trying to go to my room." He goes like this, "Man, you ain't that famous."
You had one tiny request, not to get blown up right there. You didn't want your shit all blown up. You were all tired.
I didn't even want that. Even if he didn't know who I was, I wouldn't want him being like, "Yo, dude in a red shirt, look at this dude." I wouldn't even want that. It had nothing to do with the fame or anything. It just was like, "Yo, dude, what are you doing?" Right? And then he looked at me, "You ain't." That's what people want to do. They want to build you up and they want to tear you down.
Yeah.
They love it equally. They love it equally, especially right now in society. They want to build you up and they want to tear you down, and they get the same thrill. It's the same endorphin rush. It's like if you see a celebrity that "Oh my God, it's Jamie Kennedy," and then someone else is like, "There's that mother Jamie Kennedy." Same energy, same feeling, same endorphins, and they get the same thrill. And I just like, and then we're just sitting there like, "What did I do?"
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, man, you're not. It's a beautiful position to be in,
Yes, it is.
But we are a little bit of a zoo animal, and
I know,
sometimes the animals, we have issues.
All right, brother. I'm not gonna keep you anymore. We did it. Just to recap, make sure you guys watch Last Call. Right, it's coming out in March. You can find it in all the red states.
March 19th.
In the theaters. Go to those I don't care movie theaters. Go there, or you could. I'm sure it'll be on streaming services. And I really actually I want to watch it just because of how you're talking about it. I like to see you passionate about things.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I'm glad you do. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're staying busy. I think that, I hope that in a couple months you're not as, scared about stuff, and you get yourself out there, because, this is what we've been doing. We worked hard our whole lives to get to a point where we could do these things, and then it just got taken away. So hopefully we can get back to some sort of normalcy with healthy precautions. That's what I want to see happen, But I appreciate you, and thanks for being here.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all. That's our episode this week. Look for real world advice from a grown ass man next week. Maybe Rachel's gonna come back. I don't know what. This podcast is ever changing, ever evolving, and growing. So that was a great time. I'm glad my buddy came on, Mr. Jamie Kennedy. Thanks to him again. And remember, you can catch me daily on Twitch. And guys, I really appreciate all the love, all the feedback. I do read some of the comments, even though I shouldn't, but it is what it is, because I like to be interactive with my audience. And so, guys, thank you for being here once again, and I will see you next week.